Welcome to our prenatal yoga practice. Please seek permission from your physician before you practice yoga. We're going to start seated, so I want you to make yourself as comfortable as possible. You could sit up on some cushions or a folded up blanket. Arrange your legs in whatever way feels comfortable and safe for your body. You can rest your hands onto your belly, onto your thighs, and then soften your gaze or close your eyes. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your shoulders. And start to bring your attention to your breath. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, just notice how it feels to breathe today. And see if you can invite your breath a little more deeply into the sides of your rib cage and the back of your rib cage. Expanding your body as you inhale and softening your body as you exhale. And take a few more breaths here. You're welcome to rearrange your legs at any time, so listen to your body. And turn the palms down onto the legs. Start to make slow circles with the torso. As you breathe in, you can circle your torso from one leg across to the other. And as you breathe out, circle back and around. Make these circles as big or as small as feels comfy and safe for your body. And just giving the lower back and the hips a gentle massage. Next time you inhale, begin to rotate in the opposite direction. And as you breathe in, slowly come back to the center. Check in with your legs. If you need to rearrange them or give them a shake, please feel free to do so. Staying in a comfortable seated position, touch your right fingertips down to the ground beside you, and as you inhale, stretch your left arm up. Nice and slow as you exhale, side bend over towards the right, using that right palm on the ground to support you. You can gaze wherever your neck feels comfortable. Doesn't need to be very deep, just a gentle opening of the left side of the body. Start to direct more breath into the left side of the rib cage. Using that palm on the floor to support you and the strength of your back muscles. As you inhale, slowly make your way through the center. Lower your left palm down to the ground beside you. Reach your right arm up. And then exhale to bend to the left. Try to keep your hips and your legs relaxed and heavy as you breathe into the right side of your rib cage. And using that left palm on the ground for support and the strength of your back muscles, as you inhale, slowly return to the center and rest your arms down. And give your shoulders a few rolls, taking them up to the ears and back and down to open up your chest. And sitting tall here, as you breathe in, reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, touch your right fingertips down beside you on the ground and start to walk that right hand back behind you as you take a gentle twist. Your left hand can stay resting onto your left leg. If it feels comfortable and safe for your body, you could cross that palm over to the opposite thigh. Make sure you have lots of space for your belly. Think of your twist coming through your chest and your shoulders rather than through the abdomen. And take a couple of really deep breaths here. And as you breathe out, slowly return to the center. And take an inhale in the middle, sitting up tall. Touch your left fingertips down to the ground beside you. And as you exhale, slowly start to walk that left hand back behind you, twisting to the left just as far as feels safe for your body. Right hand can stay on the right leg, or it could cross over to the opposite thigh. Your gaze could follow your left shoulder if that feels okay for your neck. We'll take a few deep breaths into the ribs. Take an exhale and come back to the center. Stretch your legs forward and shake out your knees. You can roll your ankles and wiggle your toes. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open to the sides. Have your heels far out in front of you so you have lots of space for your belly. We're going to place our hands onto the legs and then take a breath in. Nice and slow as you exhale, relax your body forward. You can round your spine if and when that feels right for your body. Let your head fall forward, chin towards the chest. And then draw your breath deeply into your lower back muscles and into your hips. Soften any tension you're holding in your neck and your shoulders. Each time you exhale, try to relax through the hips and let the knees grow heavier. Walking your palms up your legs to support you as you inhale, slowly and carefully roll yourself back upright. You can give your shoulders a couple of rolls. Shake your legs out. And from here, I want you to bend your right knee. You're going to plant your foot on the floor. It could be wider than your hip, toes turned out slightly. And take your left leg slightly off to the side. And take your right arm to the inside of your right leg. And as you exhale, slowly twist to the left. You can adjust the width of the legs here to suit your body. Make sure you feel stable and supported. Maintain a little bit of length in your spine and focus on lengthening and opening through the front of the body, gently twisting through the chest and the shoulders. Take your gaze wherever your neck feels comfy. If you want to deepen your twist very carefully, you could press your right arm and leg gently together, making sure the twist comes through the upper body rather than through the abdomen. As you exhale, slowly come back to the center. You can stretch both legs forward in front of you. Take your right hand down to the ground beside you. Lean some weight into that palm so you can bend both knees, feet moving to the left. We'll take the knees and the feet apart. Bring your right leg to 90 degrees. Your knee can be slightly wider than your right hip. Shin could be about parallel to the top edge of your mat or at whatever angle feels okay for your right knee joint. Draw your right toes towards your shin. And arrange your left leg in whatever way feels safe and comfy for your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Then touch your fingertips down and take a big breath in here. You can stay here sitting tall if this feels like enough for your body, or use your exhale to slowly relax yourself forward. Coming just to the depth that feels okay for your hips and just to the place where you still have lots of space for your belly. Your head can fall forward if that feels nicer for your neck. And I want you to focus on breathing into wherever you feel tension in your body. And with your palms supporting you as you inhale, slowly press yourself back up tall. You can slide your right heel in a little bit closer towards you and then take the right hand down to the ground and lean into that palm slightly. We're going to swing the left leg around in front of us. We're going to practice a forward fold here. So you want to take your left leg wide enough that you'll have room for your belly when you come forward. So that'll be different for everyone depending on the stage of pregnancy that you're in. So if you're in the early stage of your pregnancy, your leg could probably stay fairly out in front of you. As your belly grows, you'll need to move your left leg further to the left to give yourself more space. Point your left toes up towards the ceiling. That right heel too can be in close to the pelvis, but if that impedes your belly or makes you uncomfortable, it can slide further away. We're going to touch the fingertips down, lift the chest up, and take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly relax your torso forward, just to the depth that feels right for your body. You can let your head fall forward if that's nicer for your neck. And take a few deep breaths here, using each exhale to release tension. As you breathe in, slowly walk yourself back up. And then moving that left leg off to the side if it's not to the side already. We're going to turn towards the right knee. Take the right hand on the hip and the left palm onto the left leg. As you exhale, slowly slide your left hand down your leg, coming into a really gentle side bend. Your right hand can stay on your hip, or you could breathe in and reach your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take a couple deep breaths here down into the lower back. And lower your right arm down. Use your left palm to support you in the strength of your back muscles as you inhale, slowly make your way back up tall. Stretch both legs forward and shake out your knees. From here, we're going to bend the left knee. Take the left foot slightly wider than the hip. Toes can turn out slightly. Right leg can move off to the side a little bit. Sitting up tall, we'll take the left arm to the inside of the left leg. And with an exhale, slowly start to twist to the right. So your right fingertips can be behind you on the ground to support you. Try to keep some length in your spine. Take your gaze where your neck feels comfortable and then focus on lengthening through the front of the body, twisting through the shoulders and the chest. And maybe also the neck if that feels okay. Lots of deep breaths that expand the rib cage. Breathe into the back of your body. And as you exhale, slowly come back to the center. Stretch both legs forward. And then lean into your left palm, bend your knees so your feet move to the right. We're going to take that left knee at about 90 degrees. Left knee can be slightly wider than the left hip. Flex your left foot to stabilize your knee joint, and then adjust your right leg so that your right hip, knee, and ankle feel comfortable. With your fingertips touching down, lift up and lengthen as you inhale. Slowly as you exhale, you can walk yourself forward just to the depth that feels right for you. And keep your gaze soft or your eyes closed. Keep focusing on your breath. Cultivating a deep and even rhythm of breath. Nourishing and effortless breath. And with your next inhale, slowly and carefully walk yourself up tall. You can roll the shoulders back. Draw your left heel in a little bit closer. Lean some weight into your left palm, and then swing your right leg around in front of you. That right leg can be as wide off to the right as you need it to be to make space for your belly. Left heel can come in closer, be further away to make more room. Touch the fingertips down, lift up and lengthen. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, slowly relax your torso straight forward, hinging from your hips. You try to flex your right foot and point the toes up towards the sky. Breathing down into tension. Exhaling to let the tension go. With the help of your palms, take an inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Turn your body towards your left knee. Take your left hand to your hip, your right hand to your right leg. Make sure that right leg is off to the side, moving it there if it's not there already. And as you exhale, slide your right hand down your leg, coming into a gentle side bend. Keep your left thigh really heavy. Take your gaze where your neck feels safe. Your left hand can stay on your hip, or you could extend that arm up if it feels good. Breathing down the left side of the torso. And the support of your right palm and your back muscles, slowly and carefully as you inhale, draw yourself back to the center. And stretch your legs forward and shake the legs out, roll your shoulders, loosen up your joints. And from here, let's carefully make our way onto hands and knees. Your knees can be slightly wider than your hips. Hands can be slightly wider than the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. As you exhale, relax your head down, press your back up, hug your belly in as you round through your spine. On your inhale, just come to a neutral spine, a flat back, keeping the back of the neck in line with the spine, reaching the sits bones, the bony part of your bum back behind you. Exhaling to round through your spine, opening up through the back muscles. Inhaling back to neutral. And continuing this with your breath. Depending on how your lower back feels, If your lower back's feeling tender, I want you to stay with this version where we round and then return to neutral. If your lower back is feeling safe and comfortable, then you could come into an extension on your inhale, which means you would lift your head, your chest, and your tailbone. You would just be conscious of how that feels for your body. Choosing the option that feels right for you, exhaling to round through your spine, inhaling to either come to neutral or maybe lift your head, chest, and tailbone. Try that a few more times at the pace of your own breath. And keep your fingers spread wide, sinking down into the earth to support your wrists. Next time you exhale and round through your spine, let's hold there. Lay the tops of your feet on your mat. Bring your big toes to touch and take your knees wide apart. We're going to slowly and carefully sink the bum back towards the heels to come into child's pose. You're always welcome to support your forehead with your palms. Depending on where you're at in your pregnancy, if your belly is feeling like it's being compressed by the floor, I encourage you to take support underneath your forearms or underneath your chest. So if you could grab folded up blankets or some cushions just to give yourself a little more elevation through your upper body and make more room for your belly, you may find that feels more comfortable. We're going to take some really big breaths here. Make sure that there's no pain in your body, especially in your knees. You can always readjust anytime you need to. Start to breathe down into your lower back and into your hips. And each time you exhale, try to soften and release tension. Using your palms to support you, as you inhale, I want you to very carefully roll yourself up. We're going to bring the knees and feet together and sit on the heels. If that bothers your knees at all, then please come around to sit with your bum on your mat or maybe on a cushion for a little extra height, and arrange your legs in any way you like. Now interlace your fingers, and as you inhale, reach your palms forward and up, holding there for a few breaths. You can take your gaze towards your hands if that feels good, but draw your breath into the sides of your rib cage. As you exhale, bring a little bit of rounding to your spine. Arms can lower down to about shoulder height, pressing the palms forward, chin to chest. Breathe right in between your shoulder blades. With your next inhale, release your hands, sweep them down and back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Start with bent elbows, sitting up tall, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. You can stay here or you could extend your arms to deepen the stretch across your chest. Keep your breath really full. And as you exhale, slowly release. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up. And then exhale, rounding a little through the spine, arms to shoulder height, chin to chest, press the palms forward away from you. And inhale your hands down and back behind you, interlace your fingers and extend your arms as you lengthen your spine, opening up the front of the body. And exhale to release. From here, let's come on to hands and knees. If you've been experiencing dizziness or heartburn, if you have low blood pressure, or if your baby is in optimal position for birthing, I want you to skip downward dog today and carefully transition to standing in your own way. If downward dog is part of your practice and feels safe and comfortable for you, you can take your hands a little bit ahead of your shoulders and slightly wider than your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and bring your knees a little wider than your hips and tuck your toes. You're going to take an exhale, relax the head down. Press the palms into the earth as you inhale. Slowly and carefully lift your knees, lifting the hips up high, stretching through the backs of the legs as you come into down dog. If this creates any discomfort in your body, please come back down to all fours. We'll just take a few breaths here. If it feels good, you can walk your heels up and down, stretch more through the backs of your legs. And we're going to transition to a forward bend. So you can walk your hands slowly back towards your feet or walk your feet in towards your palms or a combination of the two until you come into a forward fold with the feet a little wider than the hips, toes pointing forward, head hanging down. And placing your hands onto your legs, using your palms to support you. Make sure there's a little bend in your knees. As you inhale, very slowly and carefully roll yourself all the way up to standing. And once you arrive standing tall, you can roll your shoulders back. Plant your feet a little wider than the hips, toes pointing forward. Soften your gaze or close your eyes and reconnect to your breath. With the feet a little wider than the hips, turn the toes out slightly. We're going to come into a flow where we unite our breath and our movement, and I want you to really listen to your body and only move to the place that feels safe for you. As you breathe in, reach your arms wide and up overhead and connect to your palms. Option 1 is to exhale the hands down to the chest and continue like this, just moving through your arms. Option 2 is to inhale the arms up overhead, palms touch. And as you exhale, you can start to squat down just to the depth that feels right for your body. Keep your knees moving in the same direction as your toes. Make sure your balance is steady and your hips and lower back feel safe. When you reach the depth of the squat, and it doesn't need to be very deep, there your body feels comfy, you can finish your exhale by slowly folding forward, letting your arms and your head get heavy. Hands can walk up the legs as you inhale and roll yourself back up. Let's try that a couple more times. Big breath in, arms reach up overhead. Remember, you can exhale hands to the chest if that feels like enough today, or you can start to squat down, knees and toes moving in the same direction so your knees aren't collapsing inwards. Carefully lowering just to the place that feels right for you, and then slowly taking the head forward, arms hang down. Hands can walk up the legs as you inhale to roll back up. If it feels okay for your body, we'll do that one more time. Big breath in, arms reach up, palms touch. You can exhale hands to the chest, or exhale, draw the palms down and come into a squat just to the depth that feels safe for your body. Let the head and chest come forward. And then as you inhale, walk your hands up your legs, coming back to standing. Once you're standing tall, bring your hands together in front of your chest. And as you inhale, carefully step your right foot back so that your feet are about one leg length apart. Turn both feet out slightly, and then bend into your knees so that your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. You get to decide how deep the bend in your knees is, so if you're feeling fatigued today, then keep a little tiny bend in them, and if you want to work on strengthening the legs more, you can make that bend deeper. We're going to take an inhale, take the arms wide and up, touching palms together, and then exhale to draw the hands down. And big breath in, arms reach wide and up. Exhale the palms down to the chest. One more time, deep breath in, arms reach wide and up. Exhale to lower the hands down. Turn your right toes in slightly, left toes out 90 degrees. Look to the top of your mat, and as you inhale, step your right foot back up to the top of your mat, feet slightly wider than the hips and parallel. Press your right palm into your thigh, and then take an inhale, reach your left arm up. As you exhale, take a gentle side bend to the right, holding here for a couple of breaths. Press into your feet. Feel the strength of your legs. As you inhale, slowly make your way through the center. Left palm lowers to the left thigh, right arm reaches up, and we exhale over to the left. Few deep breaths here. Carefully inhale back to center, bringing the arms up overhead, touch your palms together, and then exhale the hands down to the chest. From here, with your next inhale, take a step back with your left foot, feet about one leg length apart. Turn both feet out slightly. Bend into your knees and take your hands onto your thighs this time. So we're going to press our hands into our legs. You can let the shoulders shrug up towards the ears. Just using the palms to gently encourage an opening and a stretch through the inner thighs and into the hips. You can stay here in the center. If it feels very safe and comfortable for your body, you could rock side to side a little bit here. And coming back to the center, slowly extend your legs. Turn the left toes in slightly, right toes out 90 degrees, and then looking forward as you inhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat. From here, we're going to make our way into a squat. So I want you to take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out, heels in slightly. You can do this next to a wall or a couch or a chair so you have something to hold on to that makes you feel more stable. And of course, if you're experiencing any discomfort in your knees or your hips today, you can just come straight down to sitting. You're going to slowly and carefully lower down, bending the knees, lowering through the tailbone. Hands can stay on your chair, on the wall, or come to the ground to support you. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. If your heels lift up when you squat, you can always take a rolled up blanket underneath them for more stability. Take some really nourishing breaths into your lower back. You can keep a long spine or you could let your head relax forward, so do what feels best for your body. Keep an eye on your knees and try to encourage them out towards your pinky toes. And using your hands to support you, very slowly and carefully make your way down to sitting. Stretch your legs out in front of you and shake out your knees. And we're going to take the legs wide. Doesn't have to be super wide, but wider than your mat. You can sit up on the edge of a folded up blanket if you like. Touch your fingertips down in front of you and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly relax your body straight forward. You can let your chin fall towards your chest. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Draw your breath down into your hip joints. Letting go of tension with each exhale. And take a couple more big breaths here. And with your palms supporting you, slowly walk yourself back up tall. You can use your hands to help guide the legs back together. I want you to lean back into your palms, bend your knees, take your feet mat width apart, and then slowly windshield wiper your knees side to side, just really gently. And bring the legs back to center. From here, we're going to come into our rest. So you can lay down on one side. You could take a cushion or rolled up blanket between the legs to support the hips. Take a pillow under the head to support your neck. Maybe grab a blanket to drape over you so you stay warm. Make your body as comfortable as possible. Try not to be tempted to skip this last little bit. We're only going to linger here for a minute or so. Take this time to just be still. Once you've settled into your comfy position, I want you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Tune into all of the different sensations occurring in your body and take this time to pause and connect, honoring this time you've taken to not only connect with yourself, but also with your baby. Take this time to be still. It's time to breathe and be present. This time to rest. And bring your awareness back into your body. Take a few deep breaths here. You're more than welcome to linger here for longer. And when you feel ready to re-enter your day, you can bring small, gentle movements into your body. And then very slowly and carefully press yourself up to sitting. Namaste.